Namaskar. A letter published in Amar Assam on 14th July 2020 has compelled me to talk on the topic involvement of tea tribes in building the nation called Assamese. The letter was with a title, Should One Be Indigenous to Live with Dignity in Assam? A problematic title indeed. It makes me think how the dignity of these non-indigenous tea tribe is robbed of. Who did it? Before going to answer, I would like to tell you some other things. In 2012, I was working as a journalist in the Assam Tribune. I was invited to the 31st Biennial General Meeting of Tea Association of India held at Gymkhana Club on 29th December. There I found for the first time a tea tribe leader roaring like a lion in front of the tea garden owners, managers, officials of tea board and other government officials, as if it was an outburst of the age-old suppressed discontentment in the minds of the tea garden workers. He said, the days of honoring tea garden owners and managers by the tea garden workers as my bap have gone. My bapor din arunai. It is the time to realize and acknowledge the healthy relationship among the management, employee and workers as partners of the tea industry. For quite some time, pin drop silence prevailed in the meeting hall. I noticed that it took several minutes to digest the statement by the people who were present there. The heads of the tea industry could not even imagine such a situation. The leader was the then donor minister Pawan Singh Ghatwar. What gave him the power to make such a statement in front of the tea barons? Obviously, it was the power given by the democracy. Another important fact in politics of Assam is the victory of BJP leader Kamakhya Prasad Tasa over Congress leader late Vijay Krishna Handikoi in the Lok Sabha election for Jorhat seat in 2014. Kamakhya Prasad Tasa was from the tea garden community and late Vijay Krishna Handikoi was the owner of tea garden. So the victory was very symbolic. From these two incidents, we may safely say that democracy in Assam provided equal opportunity to the tea tribe people too to participate in politics. Likewise, there is considerable number of representatives in politics and in government from the tea garden community in Assam. In the same way, we know the contribution of Deoram Tasa towards Assamese literature. His stand as an Assamese with his modern perspective will always be remembered with reverence. In fact, his entire family had remarkable contribution towards the socio-cultural sphere of Assam. But time will say whether his son Kamakhya Prasad Tasa will be able to carry forward this glorious tradition or not. The history of migration of the tea garden communities to Assam was very pathetic. Their condition was no better than those of the colored people in South America before emancipation of slavery. British evacuated the local villagers and occupied the suitable lands and established tea gardens in Assam. Assamese people lost their convenient land for winter crop in the time of British rule. It is a tragic history. So both the then indigenous people of Assam and the migrant worker in the tea gardens had to suffer in the colonial rule. On the very day of independence of India, an Assamese leader who was fighting for the rights of the tea garden workers of Tiniali Tea Estate was arrested and put in the jail in Dibrugarh. All the other prisoners were released on the occasion of independence, except him. He was not even provided food and water. On the other hand, other prisoners were freed and given sweets. He was none other than late Nibaran Bora. There were some more indigenous people who provided rice from the nearby villages to the tea garden laborers as the authorities stopped providing ration to them for conducting demonstration. We cannot forget the involvement of the indigenous Assamese people in the struggle for the rights of the tea garden community. In the struggle for India's independence, the Tea tribe offered its full cooperation, and some of them even died in the hands of British force. There are a number of office bearers from the community in Assam Sahitya Sabha. Even in the All Assam Students Union, there are still some members from the community. There are a considerable number of members from the Tea tribe even in United Liberation Front of Assam, Alpha, fighting for the sovereignty of Assam. The assimilation among Tea tribe and other communities of Assam is also remarkable. Marriage among Tea tribe and other communities of Assam is a convenient medium to strengthen the bond among them. This relationship has the power to unite all as neighbors and relatives. This also trumpets the equality of all the people living in Assam. No one questions while marrying off their girl to a boy from Tea Garden community about their indigenous origin. So the letter mentioned above hurts us deeply, whom the writer has considered as their enemy. Though it is not clear, one may rightly find out, as Dr. Dhrubajyoti Bora writes in his article in Pratidin on 18 July, that the imaginary foe mentioned in the writing of that particular writer is none but the Assamese people. That is why the propounder of that imaginary separatist theory could not acknowledge the harmonious coexistence and intimate relationship among the Tea tribe and the indigenous Assamese people. If Tea Garden community is suffering, then whose fault is it? The Tea Garden owners are not all Assamese. Government schemes cannot reach the people in tea gardens even after having enough representatives from the tribe in the government. Then how the Assamese people are responsible for their backwardness? At last, I must say, it is easy to construct imaginary theories sitting on armchair in an air-conditioned room, but it is really difficult to build a society where peace and prosperity really prevails.